What's up, everybody? This is Hillbillies here, and welcome back to episode 3 of my game pickups. Since last week, which is when I had the last episode out, I've actually gotten a lot of cool stuff this week. I've gotten a lot of different variety. I've gotten consoles and controllers, accessories. I've gotten stuff for PC and like tons of the generations across, and many of the cool things. So let me get right to it and show you guys what I got. So at the beginning of the week, I went to one of my usual thrift stores. Still don't really want to give it away, because, you know, that would be kind of a bad idea, I guess, right? You never know. But I walked in, and I picked up, actually, well, these, of course, you know, as I said, they were not very hard to find, and at the moment, they're probably not that hard to find at all, of course. I got 3 PlayStation 1 controllers. 2 of them have the analog sticks, and 1 is the original. And at the same time, I also got a PlayStation 2 DualShock 2. You can tell it says DualShock 2 on the top up there. And at the same day, I picked up kart racing for the PC, and it was weird because the guy was like, "Oh, it's a game, so it's $4.99," and I was like, what? I was like, "It's in the CD rack though," and I'm like, "It's a PC game from like '98," and he's like, "Oh, well, I don't know," and like he went and asked his manager, luckily, and the disc tray kind of is broken, but you know, all you have to do is take the pieces out and put them in a new one, and it's brand new again, right? So the manager was like, "Well, they didn't mark the price right, so it's their fault, blah blah blah, give them to 99 cents, so I got it 99 cents, which is really cool. Oh, and the PlayStation controllers were all $3.99 as usual. The controllers there are always $3.99. And apart from that, I had looked at like 2 things, something in 2 days in a row, and I finally picked them up on the 3rd day, and that was, it's not a video game, but video game related, was 2 of the Halo books. Now, my older brother actually has all of the Halo books, and I've already read them all, but, you know, I didn't have them, so now I picked up 2 copies. They're in okay condition. You know, well, they're pretty good, I guess. I'm definitely going to probably read through them again, because I really like them, and the Halo's backstory is really cool to find out, and these are definitely the way to do it. You learn a lot more reading these kinds of things, and it just makes it so much better when you actually play the game. So, that was like the one day, I guess, that I went there, and that was a pretty good haul. Now, later on in the week, I kept going and going. I think one day, I didn't even find really anything, which was odd, and I was like, "Oh, well, that kind of sucks, you know, blah, blah, blah." And somebody told me, they were like, "Oh, at the thrift store you go to, like, I saw they had a Wii there," and I was like, "No way." I was like, but, you know, I was like, I'm never gonna make it, because it always closes before work. And then, luckily, I made it on the Friday when I was able to go, and basically, I managed to actually get that Wii that was there. So, I've got here a Wii with the nunchuck, which, as you probably saw in my last video, I got the other attachment, but I never got that piece for it, which is great. Now, I already have a red Wii for the Mario edition, but I didn't have the Wii Sports or like the warranty thing, which is just, you know, it's one of those things that maybe years down the line you'll be like, "I wish I had that." And it came with, of course, you know, the owner's manual, and it had the Wii sensor bar and everything, basically. The whole shebang was there. And another cool thing was in the same rack. Just give me a second. There was Ratchet and Clank for the PS3, but it's the complete collection, so there's like 3 games in it. And honestly, I've never actually played the Ratchet and Clank games, because like I say, my PlayStation 3 doesn't work right now for reading discs. But I'm gonna try and see if I can get this to work, or install it right to the PlayStation or something. I'm working on hooking it up today and setting up a new account. And the cool thing was, too, I also got Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the manual, for the PlayStation 2 while I was there. You know, I don't have the game, but now I have the manual, why not? But the best thing about it was, when I bought the Wii, everything was like this, and he just like threw these in together. And I paid $25 for the Wii. So I paid $25 for the Wii, the nunchuck, the sensor bar, Ratchet and Clank complete collection, and a Sonic the 2 Hedgehog, or sorry, Shadow the Hedgehog manual. So that was really, really cool, and I was like, that's awesome. And that was the day I think I went with my wife, and we went to that thrift store, but we didn't go to the other usual one that we go to. And I was kind of like, you know, during the night, it was getting later and later, closer to their closing time, you know. I said, you know what, I can't not go for some reason, you know. It's just the way I am. I have to go, right? And so I went, and you wouldn't believe it, but, well, one thing I guess I got there was this Microsoft flight stick. Everything seems to work really well on it, the buttons and everything, they all click very well, and they sound good and new and whatnot. So I thought that was cool, and that was like $3.99. It's just something I don't have, but I thought it would be really cool to add to the collection. One thing that really made me excited on the shelf that was there was this is kind of big here, but a PlayStation 1 box. But, of course, it's not, 100% complete here. Ooh, if I can get this open. There you go. It had a PlayStation in it, obviously. I paid $12.99 for it, which is great because I normally pay $9.99 for just the PlayStation, and it only had one piece of styrofoam in, but I figure it's not impossible to get PlayStation 1 stuff still like this, but I figured it was just a really good deal, and I didn't have the original box anymore, but I have lots of PlayStations, and it's cool to see. Like, I remember playing all these games and stuff when you first get it and whatnot, so it's really cool to have this back. This is one of the first consoles I played as a kid for sure, and that's I really enjoy having that now, so that was cool. And I kept looking around, and I was checking all the things, and I went back to the same rack that the PlayStation was on, and I saw something in the bag, and I was like, wait a minute, what's that? And it turns out, it was a Sega Genesis Model 2. So, I picked up a Sega Genesis Model 2, and they wanted $34 for this, so I got this for 34 bucks. It came with all the cables, and an extra controller, which is pretty cool. I know it's not the best price, but it was just there, and it was, I don't have it. I have the first model, and I don't have the second model, but I want them all right, so it's really cool that I got that. And I actually had this almost finished 30% card. They had to add a couple stamps, so when I bought that, I used those extra 30%, and I got 30% off on the PlayStation 1 in the box and the flight stick. So it was even cheaper in the end, and it was really great. I paid probably 40-something bucks for the Genesis, the PlayStation 1 in the box or whatever, and the Microsoft flight stick. So it was really great. I was really, really happy about that. Now, that's pretty much a couple of the things here, but there was another time that I went to... Sorry. I forgot. This was also with the Sega Genesis. It's the Sega Genesis Game Genie manual or booklet. Well, it says programming manual and code book, and it seems to have master codes and the cheat codes and whatnot for, I guess, all of the games and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't have a Game Genie. I actually didn't even know that the Game Genie was on the Sega Genesis, which I probably should have figured that's something they would have done anyways, right? So that's pretty cool. Another day I just picked up Trivial Pursuit here for the PC, it was like $1. I always pick up all the PC games now. It doesn't really matter to me what it is, so I just kind of thought that would be really cool. And another time we were dropping stuff off at a recycling center, and they have lots of electronics people throw out and stuff like that. And I was with a buddy, and he went up and he's like, "Oh, I used to work here, so don't worry." And he went in and he talked to some of the people or whatever, and he came back to me and he's like, "Do you want some of this and some of this?" So what he got, he managed to get me an Xbox original, and it had the the DVD adapter in it, which I didn't have. So now I have this. I've got another Xbox that works. The light's orange when it turns on. I haven't looked up what that is exactly, but it turns on and everything like that. So, but I'll look it up and fix it. Don't worry about that. There's also, it came with that one little piece of the controller cable, which is fine because if it ever breaks or snaps on the other one, I have an extra for whatever reason. It's always good to have extras. Now, the other cool thing that he picked up, and this is one of the last things that I've actually gotten this week, which I still think was a pretty good haul, and when the store is open in a couple hours too, I'm going to go back and check what everybody's selling and see what they've got today. It's supposed to kind of a little bit of a nice day outside, so why not? But get back to it. He also got me, and remember that was free, that Xbox didn't cost anything, so that was pretty great. I got also, there's an Xbox 360 power everything that came with it, really, all the cords and whatnot for it, which is great. Or the 360 though, and those are kind of more expensive for whatever reason. There was also a guitar. Sorry, it's a little hard to see there. I hadn't seen this one. I think it's all for PlayStation 1. I haven't gotten to test if they work or not, but I thought that was pretty cool. But the best thing is, you know, I have another one here. I think this is like a Rock Band one or something. I haven't done yet. Yeah, I think Rock Band this one. I think they're all like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, because that's what they were with. But the coolest thing I was so happy about with all of that was that there was Otto's Axe. Oops, sorry. There was Otto's Axe. It's a PlayStation 2 guitar, and I thought this was really cool because I really like The Simpsons, and I've watched it since I was a kid, and it's just cool to have the guitar now with it. And I was always looking at the thrift stores, like, you know, they're only like $4, $2 at the thrift stores, and I was, you know, I might pick one up, but instead I ended up getting all 3 of those for free, so that was pretty sweet. Very, very happy about that. And that actually probably concluded my whole week there, guys. You can see I got a lot of cool stuff, you know, I think I got a Wii, a PlayStation 1 in the box, the Sega Genesis Model 2, the original Xbox, all working stuff, the flight stick, and some games and books and stuff, you know. So I found it's been a really great week, and I hope next week is going to be just as great. And like I said, I'm going to be going back to the store in 2 hours or so when it opens at 12 o'clock, and I'm going to go find out what they have today. Hopefully it'll be as good, and hopefully the next week will be as great, so I can make another good video for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed getting to see all the cool stuff I picked up, because I'm quite happy with all the stuff that I got. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Take it easy. Have a good day. See you in the next one.